You've got 30 days to move out, my mom said, sliding my plate away. You've overstayed. I froze. Wait, you're serious? She smirked. Dead serious. Then my uncle cleared his throat. My name is Danielle Brooks, and I'm 34 years old. I work as a property assistant in a small real estate office. It's not glamorous work, but it's steady, and I've learned more than people think. In my family, I was always the dependable one. The one who stayed close, who helped with bills, groceries, and late-night worries. When my mom had her health scare a few years back, I gave up plans to move out just to take care of her. I told myself it was the right thing to do. My younger sibling, on the other hand, lived freely. They were praised for everything, even the smallest things. Meanwhile, I was expected to sacrifice without question. I never complained. I believed loyalty would matter one day. I thought showing up, day after day, would mean something. I wasn't rich or glamorous, but I had something they didn't expect. I paid attention. I listened. And over the years, working in property management, I learned things that most people overlook. If you've ever stayed loyal to people who didn't appreciate you, hit subscribe. I know what it feels like to give everything and still be pushed aside. Tell me in the comments, have you ever been taken for granted like this? Click hype if you've ever been underestimated. Let's get into it. That dinner felt normal at first. Plates clinked. The smell of roasted chicken filled the room. My mom smiled too much, which should have been my first warning. Then she said it. 30 days. Just like that. No build-up, no discussion. I stared at her. Why? I asked. My sibling leaned forward, grinning. We're starting a family. We need the space. Their partner nodded like this had already been decided. I felt my chest tighten. I live here too, I said quietly. My uncle chuckled. Not anymore, it seems. Time you stood on your own 2 feet. I looked around. No one defended me. No one even looked surprised. I've been paying bills, I said. I've been maintaining the house. My mom waved her hand. Don't exaggerate. You barely helped. That hit harder than anything. Barely helped? I swallowed hard. You asked me to stay, I reminded her. She shrugged. Things change. Then I noticed the man sitting at the end of the table. Suit. Briefcase. Calm expression. A lawyer. He cleared his throat. We'll finalize things soon. Finalize. The word echoed in my head. This wasn't sudden. This was planned. Carefully. Quietly. Behind my back. I looked down at my plate. My mom reached over and pulled it away like I was already gone. I didn't argue. I just sat there, silent, as if I had already been erased. After that night, things shifted fast. They stopped including me in conversations. I'd walk into a room, and they'd keep talking like I wasn't there. Renovations. Paint colors. Furniture. I heard my sibling laugh one afternoon. We can turn her room into a nursery. Her room. Not mine anymore. I stood in the hallway listening, my hands shaking. The shock started fading, replaced by something colder. Then came the gathering. A small one, just extended family. My sibling raised a glass and joked, she's basically been freeloading for years. Laughter filled the room. I felt heat rise in my face. That's not true, I said, louder than I expected. The room went quiet. I've been paying bills. Ask Mom. My mom didn't meet my eyes. It wasn't much, she muttered. That was the moment something inside me shifted. I stopped staying quiet. A few days later, my mom handed me a document. Just sign this, she said. It's simple. I scanned it quickly. Something felt off. What is this exactly? I asked. She sighed. Just confirming you have no claim to the house. My stomach dropped. Why do I need to sign that? Her voice hardened. After everything I've done for you, you're questioning me? I didn't answer. I just folded the paper. That night, I started digging. Old files. Emails. Memories. I remembered sitting beside her during refinancing years ago. Papers spread across the table. My name mentioned once. Maybe twice. Back then, I didn't think it mattered. Now, it did. The more I thought about it, the more things didn't add up. Their story about ownership felt too simple. Too clean. And real estate is never that simple. My hurt turned into suspicion. And that suspicion turned into determination. What they didn't know was I'd spent years working around property records. Deeds, filings, legal structures. I knew where to look and what to look for. I remembered that refinancing process clearly. I had been there, signing something to help secure better terms. At the time, it felt like helping family. Now, it felt important. I accessed public records quietly. Late nights, scrolling through documents, cross-checking details. At first, everything looked normal. Then I noticed small inconsistencies. Dates that didn't align. Names appearing where they shouldn't. My heart started racing. I dug deeper. And there it was. My name. Not just mentioned. Attached. Connected to the property in a way they clearly didn't realize. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the screen. They thought they could push me out like I had nothing. But they missed something. Something small. Something technical. And that was enough. I didn't say anything. I kept acting the same. Quiet. Cooperative. Invisible. But inside, I had a plan. And they never saw it coming. I went to someone I trusted. Mr. Harris, a senior broker at my office. He had seen everything. Disputes, lawsuits, families tearing each other apart over property. I handed him the documents. "Can you take a look?" I asked. He adjusted his glasses, flipping through pages slowly. "Where did you get these?" he asked. "Public records," I said. He nodded. After a long pause, he looked up. "You're tied to this property," he said. "Legally." My chest tightened. "So they can't just remove me?" He shook his head. "Not without your consent." Relief washed over me, followed by anger. "They tried to make me sign something," I said. He frowned. "Don't sign anything. Not yet." Meanwhile, at home, they got bolder. Contractors came by. Measurements were taken. Plans were discussed openly. I nodded along when spoken to, pretending I had accepted everything. It made them comfortable. It made them careless. Then the lawyer scheduled a final meeting. "We'll settle everything," he said. I smiled slightly. "Sure," I replied. That night, I organized everything. Documents. Notes. Evidence. I was ready. The lawyer's office felt cold. Clean. Controlled. My family sat confidently, like this was already done. The lawyer opened a folder. "We'll finalize the transfer today," he said. I stayed quiet until he started flipping through pages. Then I spoke. "Can I see page 6? I asked calmly. He paused, then handed it over. I scanned it. "There's an inconsistency here," I said. My mom frowned. "What are you talking about?" I looked up. "My name is on this property." Silence. My sibling laughed nervously. "That's not possible." I slid the document across the table. "It is." The lawyer took it back, flipping through the full report. 12 pages. His expression changed. "Wait," he muttered. He checked another page. Then another. "She's right," he said slowly. My mom's face went pale. "What does that mean?" she asked. He cleared his throat. "It means she has partial ownership. You cannot proceed without her consent." The room shifted. Fast. I leaned forward. "You tried to erase me," I said, my voice steady. "Now you need me." My siblings stared at me stunned. My uncle said nothing. The lawyer looked uncomfortable. Mr. Harris's words echoed in my head. "Stay calm. Stay firm." "I'm not signing anything," I said. "Not like this." For the first time, they had nothing to say. I didn't stay. Even with that power, I didn't want to. I negotiated instead. A fair settlement. Compensation for my share. It wasn't easy, but they had no choice. Legally, they were stuck. I moved out on my own terms. No rushing. No shame. Just quiet dignity. My mom tried to apologize once. "I didn't realize," she said softly. I nodded. "I know," I replied. But things weren't the same. They couldn't be. I finally saw my worth clearly. It was never about their approval. It was about what I knew. What I had built quietly over the years. They thought I had nothing. But I had knowledge. And that changed everything. If your family ever tried to push you out or take something that was yours, you know how painful that is. Share your story in the comments. I want to hear how you handled it. Subscribe if you believe in standing up for yourself, even when it's family. Click hype to help this story reach others who need the courage to fight back. Your story has power. If you felt a connection to mine, please subscribe and share your journey in the comments. Every hype you give this video helps empower someone else. Thank you for being here and for listening.